get that messy bun effect, and I keep messing it up trying to fix it. So I'm really about to just leave it so I can stop messing it up. Okay, better, better. But I hope all is well with everybody. Welcome in. We are going to get started. If you don't know who I am, hi, my name is Kendra. I'm a plant-based lifestyle strategist, and I'm here to tell you today about just the truth behind our food and illness and healing, and making the connection between the three of food, illness, and healing, and understanding where our society is going and where it's shifting and how we're being impacted and how we're not realizing the fact that we have not been ready for true healing based on what we've been taught. We have not been ready for true healing based on the habits that we have and the things that we do and the actions that we have every single day. And so the key to us fighting all of these illnesses in the diseases in our society starts with us realizing that we're fatigued, we're overwhelmed, we're anxious, we're feeling depressed and having panic attacks, and we're having all these issues, and we're not realizing the fact that we're not using food as our medicine. So our body is not able to fight. Our body is not able to heal itself. It's not able to help itself. Instead, it's fighting itself. And so it's time for us to break free. It's time for us to release all of that. And how we start breaking free and how we start releasing that is us realizing that we have to start eating more fruits and vegetables, eating a plant-based lifestyle, starting to establish plant-based habits that allow our body to reset completely. Because us every single day putting our body in fight or flight mode with the foods that we're eating is not allowing our body to reset. And so you have to understand that if you are feeling like, or you know that you are managing, you're helping your body in a negative light, and you're just managing a disease, managing an illness every single day, this is not dealing with the root cause of the issue that you have, which will never help you heal. You have to get to the root cause of the issue so that you can start to heal it from the inside out. And so instead of being constantly fatigued, dealing with insulin resistance, dealing with diabetes, suffering and struggling, and managing something for the rest of your life, start to figure out how to heal so you can stop dealing and managing, but rather start dealing with it in the space of healing. So releasing it. Because you are not alone. There are too many people on this earth that are dealing and managing with issues in their body. There are too many people on this earth that get diagnosed with something and they think that this is something they have to deal with for the rest of their life because their grandma, their mom, their dad, their grandpa dealt with this, so they believe that it runs in their family. But the only thing that runs in your family and is constant and consistent is the terrible habits that everybody has, that everybody does, and they pass it down generation after generation. And so you rely on things like medications and prescriptions because you believe this is the way for you to deal with it and manage it. But in reality, when you're managing these things with prescriptions and medications, you're keeping it alive inside of your body. So when you are keeping these things alive inside of your body, you are doing maintenance on your body that is negatively impacting your organs, negatively impacting your internal systems, negatively impacting your brain. These chemicals in these prescriptions and these medications are not natural. They're toxins. So your body stores toxins inside of your fat cells. And when your body is storing these toxins, you start to develop more illness, more disease. Things start to go around in your body that weren't there before. So you were initially trying to deal with one issue, and now you have 2 to 3 different other issues going on. You develop diabetes, you develop high blood pressure, you develop obesity, you sit there and develop cancer, not realizing it's because you never allowed your body to heal. Because these diseases also have warning signs. These illnesses have warning signs, and the stemming of these warning signs is you seeing and realizing and recognizing what inflammation in the body looks like, realizing what toxin buildup it looks like, realizing that you've never reset your body by doing a cleanse properly because you've never been taught. You've been taught how to take medications, supplements, do diet culture. These do not support you. And the industry has a hidden agenda against you. The whole health industry itself has a hidden agenda. And I literally posted a TikTok the other day, and I think it's so funny, but it's so frustrating at the same time, that all I said was the government officials. I said the the letters, I didn't say the words, I said the letters. And all I said was you heavily rely on them. And these are the people that are over our food. So think about the things, the systems that are over our food. All I said was you heavily rely on them. That's all I said in the video. And why was the video flagged? And it was taken down. So I won't be saying the names anymore, but it's just the point to drive home that there's an agenda against you knowing truly, or at least having a discerning thought. And that's a prime example. I said nothing else. I didn't say any propaganda. I didn't say any conspiracies. All I said was you heavily rely on them. Point blank, period. That was it. The end. And they took the video down. They flagged it. I appealed it. And they said there was no way for me to appeal it for it to go back up. They took the video down. They tried to flag my account, but I just went on ahead and deleted the video so my account wasn't flagged. But my point is, and I really wish I would have saved the video so I could have posted it, but the whole live itself is on my YouTube. I post all of my past lives on YouTube. The point that I want to make with this is that the health industry's agenda against you, the hidden agenda, has led us here as a society of being overweight, not knowing how to take care of our body, not realizing the warning signs, and sitting here thinking that we have to manage something that we are diagnosed with for the rest of our life. And so you don't realize the fact that the healthcare industry itself is thriving off of you not realizing how to get your weight fluctuation down and regulated so that you have balance. But also they're profiting off the fact that you don't realize how to stabilize your insulin every single day. So they're literally projecting that they will make over $1 trillion by 2030 off of you being obese and diabetic alone. And that is because this industry profits off of you being sick and not truly knowing how to heal, not knowing how to help your body heal. They profit off of these things, and they're never helping you heal because then they won't make the money margins that they want, that they need. And so the food industry is full of additives and fillers and processed foods, GMOs. And we are not realizing that these labels are being misleading to us, and we are being lied to with a lot of the labels that we read. Because when you look at the front, for instance, that's marketing. But when you flip it on the back, majority of the time, it'll really tell you the truth about what is in that product. Not all the time, because like I said, they are legally allowed to lie to you. Like how I just posted a TikTok about the fact that they had on the front that it was a non-dairy item. But then on the back, just like how people love to say that, like, okay, it was just manufactured with places that have peanuts and dairy and does all this stuff. So it's not necessarily in the product, but then it said in little bold letters up under the ingredients that it may contain dairy. So how do you also have the label to let you know that, hey, it's in the same factory produced as dairy, nuts, meat, all this different stuff. But then you put down at the bottom that this product could possibly still contain dairy. So how is it a non-dairy product? Unless you know that you added in or you used the same equipment far as processing and making it as the dairy. That's not just using the same equipment like them using a conveyor belt just to make your chocolate chips go into the bags. That's them sitting there using the same blenders as they do as all the other dairy products to make their chocolates. That's a dairy product. That's the same thing. That's like you sitting there saying like, oh, well, I'm going to make you something that's vegan, that's plant-based, but it's going to be fried, like a falafel, for instance. But you fry the falafel with a whole bunch of chicken. That's still going to be meat-based. Just like when you make greens or you make broccoli or whatever else and you make it with pork or chicken and you put it all in one dish, that is still a meat product. So how are you allowed to label it as something that is not containing any meat? That's what they did with that label. And somebody had the nerve to comment and be like, well, you do realize that's just because they use the same equipment. Does it make it okay? Like, does it change the background of how we got to having milk in the product? No. And then labeling it as a non-dairy product. And that was a little bit of a tangent, but it's just so frustrating. My eye is really itchy. I need to wipe it with a rag. I probably got oil in it. It's not really itchy, but rather like it's watering because I have like a coating of oil over my eye. It probably like leaked down from me putting oil on my face. That happens all the time to me, honestly. I put way too much oil on my face and then it goes into my eyes. But when we are eating these foods, and we're not getting enough nutrients, so we're malnourished, but they're also dense. And when it comes to our calories, so we're not getting the nutrients that we need and the calories that we need to use to burn off for energy and fuel and being able to thrive. That's why we're so fatigued. People don't realize that. That's why we're so fatigued. That's the reason why we're hungry all the time. We don't understand the fact that we're putting our body in this full cycle of inflammation, weight gain, and dependence on different medications and prescriptions and these other things. We're putting our body in this full cycle, I'm going to say that again, in this full cycle of inflammation, weight fluctuation, weight gain, dependence on medications and prescriptions, dependent on supplements, dependent on coffee, depending on all these different things to give us what we need to make it through the day, when we're never actually eating the foods that give us what we need to go through the day, to make it through the day, to be healthy through the day. And so it's absolutely imperative that you understand that it starts with the habits that you have. It starts with you getting your mind around what actually looks like to be healthy and to support your body. And so what is your biggest struggle? When you sit here and you think about it right now, what is your biggest struggle? Is it processed foods? Is it sweets? Is it meat? Is it dairy? What is your biggest struggle? And how do you feel after you eat it? Are you fatigued? Are you sluggish? Do you just not feel like you can do anything else and you need to go take a nap after this meal? How do you feel when you sit there and think about your biggest struggle? Because for me, I like sugar. Before it was sugar and dairy. Meat was like, okay, I have to have meat. Like I was sitting there thinking like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna do this without meat. Started to switched out different things, learned how to make plant-based meals, stopped eating so much meat. And then it was like, okay, well, just dairy is my problem. I got away from dairy, and still to this day, the only thing that really has me like in a chokehold is sugar. So sugar is my biggest struggle that I can admit, and I still admit to this day, that like I can go without it and then I fall back into old habits, but I catch myself more than what I used to. And so I can say for me, from my experience, when I eat too much sugar, my skin suffers. I sit there and feel tired, I feel fatigued, and I have weight fluctuation when I eat more sugar. And so if you are somebody who knows that like you suffer heavily eating processed foods, you love your processed foods, how does it make you feel after you eat it? How does it make you feel when you eat a whole bunch of sugar after you eat it? And not just like immediately like, oh, that was good. I'm talking about how does it make you feel within 30 minutes to an hour? How does it make you feel when you go to McDonald's and Burger King during your lunch and you're sitting there and you go back to work? You're tired. You don't want to do it. You want to take a nap. You have the itis. That's because your body is not converting any of that food into energy. It's just literally filling your stomach, holding on to the toxins, and releasing everything else that it possibly can, if it can. And so that kind of food, that kind of eating stores itself inside of you, whether it's your digestive tract, whether it's your fat cells. So you have to realize that you are not supporting your body with the foods that you were eating, and you have to make a difference. You have to start supporting your body and not fighting it, not making it fight itself. And that looks like you developing a plant-based lifestyle, eating more plant-based foods, realizing the fact that plant-based living isn't just a diet like diet culture, but it's a lifestyle. It's something you have to inhabit with your body so that you give yourself the support, so you use food as your medicine, so you understand how to heal naturally by using the foods that naturally come from the earth. Because imagine you actually wake up with energy that you don't have to depend on coffee. Imagine eating food and not having to sit there and feel the itis afterwards. Imagine being able to eat the foods that you love and enjoy that still are sweet but are not full of processed sugar, so that you don't feel like crap afterwards and your body can convert the sugar into energy. Imagine if you are on medication or prescriptions. Imagine if you could get rid of those. Imagine you don't have to take them. Imagine if you are suffering from anything right now, you can eliminate what you have that is a momentary band-aid. Because there are plenty of people out here that have done the process, thank you for the follow, of going through the process of getting rid of these things or releasing themselves from this hold that the medical industry has on them. And they start just by using food as their medicine, just by eating fruits and vegetables. And these people have cancer. They never do chemo, they never do radiation, and they heal themselves within a month or two. Within a month or two. When you do chemo and radiation, you're out for at least a year, going back and forth to the doctor, different appointments, different types of either surgeries or you having to take treatments. You do all of this in the process, and you do this in a span of a year if you're even ready for the end of the year. If you make it to the end of the year, and if it's done in remission by the end of the year. If. That's a big if. Goodness, my eyes watering. If you have any questions, save them to the end for me, please, so I can get through these points. We do questions at the end, or unless you have questions about exactly what we're talking about right now in this moment. Let me see where I was on my points. Hold on, y'all, because I lost my okay, yeah. So think about this statistic and think about this fact of that you can reduce any risk that you have when it comes to diabetes, weight fluctuation, and obesity, in majority of the cases when it comes to illness, by at least 50%, all by eating real whole foods, at least by 50%. And I say that because a majority of people that first established a lifestyle like I did in the beginning thought that vegan was the same thing as plant-based. For me, it's not. For me, it's not. Because when you are vegan, you eat these vegan products. Vegan products have additives and fillers that will not support you in healing, and that can also be more detrimental than you just eating the foods that you were eating in the beginning. But me going plant-based allowed me to realize that I need to eat real whole foods. I need to eat more fruits and vegetables, and I incorporate that in the dishes that I love. So if I want to make burgers, I know how to make it. If I want to sit here and make fried chicken, I know how to make it. If I want to make chili or meatloaf or whatever else that I'm craving, I make it easily. And if you are a person that does not know how to cook any plant-based meals and you're curious and you're confused about it, I do have a plant-based cookbook that is linked in my bio. That cookbook will support you in beginning how to cook plant-based meals, and if you're already in the lifestyle, support you in just feeling supported and having more inspiration to cook more, because I feel like this lifestyle has inspired me to cook more plant-based meals than ever. And so the question that I have for you is, have you tried or incorporated any plant-based meals or any whole foods into your lifestyle? Have you actually tried anything like a non-meat chili, a meatless chili, or anything like that? And how was it for you? Did it change anything for you? Did you enjoy it? Because I know a lot of people that just see things and they're like, oh, I don't know, I can't try that. But they never taste it. But they go to any and every restaurant and try new foods from any restaurant as long as it has meat and dairy in it. But the more you sit there and think about how hard it'll be, the more you think about, oh, I can't do it, it won't taste the same, you won't ever let yourself change and establish the habits that you need. But if you are ready and you are open and you're like, well, let me try it, I've never tried this before, just like how you're so ready to try new food in a new restaurant, you'll see how similar they are, and you'll see how there's really not a big difference. And you can choose the foods that aren't poisoning you versus choosing the foods that have been not supporting you all of your life. And so you have to understand, your health starts with the plate. Your health starts with what is on your plate. So if you are ready to get started and to switch your lifestyle and to understand how to support yourself, it starts with you getting a plant-based lifestyle and realizing that it doesn't have to be overwhelming for you. You don't have to struggle to do it. You start making small little changes that allow you to establish a healthier lifestyle. Switch out the processed snacks to find healthier alternatives that don't have all these additives and fillers. Start eating more fruits. Start eating more greens. Start eating more vegetables. See how much energy and how much it impacts your health positively. Realize that these foods are actually packed with the things that you need, with the vitamins and the minerals that our body thrives on. And you haven't been giving your body what it needs to thrive in a long time. My dog is being so extra, y'all. Hold on, let me hold on. Sorry. She's being so extra. Okay. Now, we have to focus on, because we haven't been, focus on more natural, nutritional foods. Things that give you nutrients, that actually provide you with forms of foods in their simplest forms of fruits, vegetables, legumes. This is the way that you need to start fueling your body and flushing your body. I'm not saying you have to go raw. I'm not saying that you can't eat the foods that you loved originally, but you have to start substituting in more real whole foods. Before you start cutting things out, this is my suggestion to everyone. You start adding in healthier foods that make you feel comfortable, that make you get into the space of, oh, I can do this, that make you feel good. You're not going to want to do it if you're not feeling good. And so think about the fuel that your body actually needs. And if you don't know how to, you don't know what that is, or you don't know how to start educating yourself on that, you can DM me and we can talk about that. Or you can just go and book a one-on-one that is linked in my bio. Because you sitting here thinking about like, oh, it's a chemical cocktail going on inside of your body that you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to focus on this, you have to focus on this. It's going to work against you. It's going to make you confused. Instead of you sitting here thinking about, I have to get vitamin A, I have to get vitamin B, I have to get C, D, all these different things that you're thinking about, I'm going to be missing this, I'm going to miss protein. Think about eating and establishing a rainbow plate, eating more of a variety. This is how you get everything you need without having to sit there and be like, okay, this bell pepper gives me vitamin A and E. Okay, boom, that's my vitamin A and E for today. Oh, let me get my chickpeas for my protein. But rather you're focusing on, okay, I want to cook this. And when you're cooking plant-based and you're following plant-based recipes, there's going to be multiple sources of everything throughout the meal. So you might have 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 different proteins on your plate. You might have different types of vitamin A, C, E, D, all in the plethora of food that you cooked. Because it's so easy for you to actually get everything that you need when you're eating real whole foods, because you're eating a plethora and a variety. And so understand that you have to make little food swaps. And if you have made any food swaps, if you are plant-based or you're trying to figure it out and you're learning, what food swaps have you made, and has it impacted you negatively or positively? I would like to know if you have made any food swaps. Has it impacted you positively? What did you swap? If you are plant-based currently right now, how are you feeling? How has your life changed? Has it changed your life? Are you struggling? It's okay to admit if you are struggling. If you are struggling, if you have gone plant-based or established a healthier lifestyle, if you still believe and follow diet culture, how has that impacted you? Because I know people that still do cut diet culture to this day, that have been doing diet culture all of their life, and majority of them are struggling. They're suffering. They're not excited about the diets. I wasn't excited when I was doing diet culture. The path that supported me in establishing the wellness that I needed was me going plant-based, releasing diet culture. Because diet culture puts you in this space of fight or flight. Your body sits there and is not regulated. So if you are wondering, how can I help myself and how can I start today? How can I do this? If you are really ready for a change and you are ready to step into that change, I do have tools that will guide you. No matter if you are starting now just from scratch, or if you are kind of seasoned and you're trying to get more into it and you're trying to get to the space of mastery. You can click the link in my bio. I have ebooks. My Purge to Poison ebook will support you in understanding the ingredients that are toxic in your food, as well as you getting to the space of, if you are ready for the cookbook, start cooking plant-based meals. Get my Purge to Poison cookbook. If you are at the space where you need more tips, you need help, insight, making a grocery list, you want to go through your pantry, release all the toxic crap that is already in your home, because you are one of those people that you can get on it, you can cut and quit cold turkey and start today because you're ready. Get and book a one-on-one with me, because we will sit down, and by the end of that call, you will literally be ready to start as soon as we end. And if you are truly ready for the tips, the strategies, and the how you can do this for the personal support and accountability, I do have a 12-week program that allows you to have full transformation, that brings you forward in the process of you living a plant-based lifestyle and sustaining that lifestyle. It will give you the full transformation that is designed specifically for you. Even though I'm showing you how I have completely done this, I have mastered it to the point where I can help anybody at whatever progress level that they are at. If you are not even started, or if you are a little bit started, if you have no clue where to start, this program is tailored to help any and everybody at whatever level that they are, from the basic level all the way to the most experienced. Because I can tell you, for being plant-based for 4 years now and looking at my journey from the beginning, at the beginning I was doing it by myself, and I had a whole lot of stumbling blocks that would not have been there if I had somebody like I do for myself now with the program that I offer. If I had the support that I have for myself that I give to everybody that is in my program that works with me, I wouldn't have had all the struggles that I did for the first 3 months in the beginning, before I was learning all the stuff that I know now. And so, if you are ready to walk into 2025, not only knowing how to take care of your body, but supporting yourself and healing from the inside out and getting all your nutrients and sustaining the lifestyle so that you can live this for the rest of your life, and you are not in this category of giving them $1 trillion by 2030, because you know that is not right. Because how is that not a national crisis that they're going to make $1 trillion profit off of us being diabetic and obese alone in the US? And the statistic is getting so bad now that they're saying that by 2030, over 50% of Americans are going to be obese. Over 50%. And that's not a national crisis in the US. So really sit there and digest how they have not made that a national crisis, but they can already tell you how much they project to make off of you being obese, which is going to make you ill. So before I end this live, I want to leave you with one final question, as well as you drop your questions down in the comments. If you have any questions, please drop them down. I'm going to scroll up to make sure I didn't miss any. Are you ready to invest in your health now, or are you ready to invest in your health in the future? And I'm not saying that like, what are your pockets looking like right now? Because you can get all of my products, services, and everything with Klarna, Affirm, or Afterpay. I'm saying this as, would you rather invest in your health now and support yourself in healing right now? Or would you rather wait until you're diagnosed with something or multiple different somethings, and then they force you to have a surgery, or you have to have this, or you end up in the emergency room and then you have to pay all this money towards your health? When you could have helped your body heal and not be stuck in the hospital, not going back and forth to the doctor, not developing cancer, diabetes, obesity, dealing and managing and healing your weight fluctuation, instead of dealing and managing yourself with a diabetic medication or insulin or whatever else, or you having to take high blood pressure medicine. Think about the fact that you're going to be paying one way or another. So would you rather pay into healing and actually releasing it until the point where you can help every single person in your family that is actually open and ready to healing, after you are, one, leading by example because you have literally transformed, but also showing them how you live your lifestyle, showing them what you've learned and what you do? Because that is my goal, that we can share this so that we raise the next generation, if you don't have kids or if you have kids, of people that are not poisoning themselves, and showing the people that are still here, that are older generations, that it's okay, you can change and you can help yourself and still thrive and live in a lifestyle that you enjoy. So if you are ready to either grab that ebook, join that program, you can get it with Klarna, Affirm, or Afterpay. Click the link in my bio. I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm going to scroll up to that last question. Like I said, if you have any questions, drop them down, because if I'm not seeing any questions, I am going to hop off, because my dog obviously is really, really annoying me right now. She's just being annoying because she wants to be out of the cage. But I didn't have time to take her out before I went on live because I had already sent out the notification. So we had to get on live first. But I really appreciate every single person that has come in here, that has liked the live, that has joined and followed, has joined the community, because we are starting with healing with what's on your plate. And then it's going to help you heal from the inside out, releasing you from all of these different things of prescriptions and medications and managing. Because I know you're tired of managing, because I was tired of managing. And so if you are ready, head to the link in my bio. Let me go check these questions out before I hop off. I know there was one for sure. I don't know if he's still in here. You said, what are some herbs that heal without? Okay, well, I don't suggest herbs until you switch your lifestyle. But they ask, because I talked about this for the last couple of lives. I have people that come in here often that talk about and ask me about like herbs, healing with herbs. I do not recommend or tell out like different herbs without suggesting first that you have to eat a plant-based lifestyle. You have to start using food as your medicine first. And let me tell you why. It won't be as potent and it won't be as effective if you are not eating correctly. Because you have to think about the fact that if you were taking medication and you know that you're sick, so let's say that you have the flu. When you're having the flu, you might still be hungry, so you're going to eat soup. You're going to eat warm things. You're going to be using things that help you. You're not sitting there eating a whole bunch of sweets and drinking a whole bunch of juice in the time of you being sick, because you know that's not going to help you heal. And so that's the same thing as you trying to take some type of herb while you're still eating the same way that has led you down the lifestyle of your acid reflux, your gut being imbalanced, you having inflammation, you struggling in any aspect. And so you have to start eating real whole foods, using food as your medicine first, and then incorporate any herbs that you need if something is not healing. But majority of the time, you won't even need it. Like, I don't take anything extra. I do drink my herbal teas just to keep my health up, one, and to two, like around the time of my cycle, it helps me ease into it. So I cannot suggest it to you not knowing your lifestyle and what you do. And so this is something that we either in the one-on-one cover in our one-on-one call. If you book a Zoom call with me, we cover it in our one-on-one. Or if you are in the 12-week program, I show you first using your medicine in the first couple of weeks. Food is your medicine, excuse me. The second half is us sitting there breaking down getting rid of toxic products, sustainable products, making our own at home, because that's what I do. And then the last final stretch is you understanding how to incorporate with using food as your medicine and making your own medications, and understanding how you can help yourself heal with these medications. And making your own natural medicine, because you don't need all of the crap that they're giving you. And then the last final stretch is you learning how to make sustainable lifestyle choices and habits that are going to keep you here. And so if you are ready for that, my Bloom to Thrive program is linked in my bio. The Thrive as a CEO program is almost the same thing, but that is more towards women that are in high earning income businesses, and that are in high earning spaces in corporate world and everything else, that are dealing with a whole lot of stress. And so that incorporates more stress into it on top of the other things that we have. But we're focusing more on how do we stay in this high earning, high impactful place that we are, and taking care of ourselves. And I have a lot of women that I talk to that are in this space of, they make good money, they're thriving in their business, but they're not thriving in their personal life because their health is suffering. They have to go home and take care of other people. And so they have to put themselves on the back burner. And that's what I help a lot of women do, is get themselves off this back burner. And so if you are ready to work with me, the link is in my bio. Like I said, you can get a recliner Affirmer Afterpay, but I'm not seeing any more questions, so I am going to hop off of here. We will be back sometime next week. I don't think we'll be back tomorrow, but we will be back live. So I hope that you have an amazing, amazing, amazing rest of your day. Thank you for everybody who has supported me and helped me get this live pushed out by liking and commenting. I truly appreciate you. If you have not followed me, go ahead and follow me here. If you have not followed my other social medias, go follow me on my other, just in case they do take TikTok away from us. You'll know where we are. You'll know when we're going live. If you're on my email list, you'll know when I go live every single time. But like I said, I am going to head out because I'm not seeing any more questions, and I hope that this live has supported you. If you missed out on this live, it will be posted on my YouTube later on. We post Tuesdays and Thursdays on YouTube, so check that out, go subscribe, and I hope you have an amazing, amazing rest of your Sunday.